All right, welcome to a quick bragging rights. This is going to be a hobby progress update for the week, but I'll tell you right now, it's very light. I haven't really been able to paint too much, and just long story short, for those who know me know that I wasn't able to paint for a good 6 months because of a thumb injury, and then I've just painted a ton since then. Well, unfortunately, the injury itself hasn't come back, but the same sorts of hand pain have come back. So I haven't been able to paint as much as I'd like. Really unfortunate, but I did get this done this week. I took it really slow, took it easy. Just did the one model. This is from the Warlord range. I don't even have a German army. I just thought this would be really cool to have, and I can always use it as an ally in my Hungarian force. This is I believe it's pronounced something like Feld Gendarme. It's kind of like a military police or border guards, things like that for the German army, and they wear these really distinctive kind of dog collars. This guy's got a German Shepherd with him, hanging out on the side of this. In game, I treat this as a motorcycle with sidecar and buzzsaw MMG. So it's a pretty cool little unit. I like it. My friend came over to play on Tuesday. We're on Scenario 5 of Fortress Budapest. We're going to be playing Scenario 6 next week. And he fielded this in the Axis Force, and it was very effective. Moves very fast, and with those wheels on a road, it can move 24 inches and still shoot. 6 shots since it's German. Just a really cool piece of kit. And with Recce, you can always play really evasively with it as long as you keep that order for the end of the turn. So really glad I painted this. Now, how did I do it? First I want to point out, model is really cool. I like the sculpt, but this guy driving came without a right foot, so I just covered it up with vegetation. The sidecar didn't quite want to go in a position that made sense, but I just kind of jammed it in there as I could and shaved a little off it. I did use my Vallejo paints on some of this, but I used a base for all of the gray using I believe it's called Basilicum Gray contrast paint over a gray sear gray primer. And then I built up using model color. I bought a lot of model color to go with my game color Vallejo paints, and used model color on the skin tones and the guns as well. One thing with the skin tones, I started with contrast, and then I highlighted, I believe, medium flesh tone for model color, and then I went with something that's called like salmon rose or something like that, mixed in with some medium color. Obviously I didn't get the gradation right, and it looks a little unnatural. These guys look like Night of the Living Dead to a certain extent. I can't mix contrast with the model color. I need to just kind of get my triads established. I'm very unfamiliar with the range, so I don't have that yet. If you have ideas on model color flesh triads, that's the one I'm struggling with the most. I'd be really appreciative if you can share. On game color side, I was able to figure it out pretty easily because it was a lot like Army Painter. You take your barbarian or dwarven flesh, you put on like elf flesh or Reichland flesh or something like that, and then you can wash and put another highlight on. That sort of thing works pretty well and is intuitive. These flesh tones are not flesh tones I've ever worked with, the ones in the model color. Some of them are more like a peach or a kind of orange tan. It's just not something, and a lot of pink, and it's something I'm not used to. Anyways, that's it for this week. If I get one more subscriber, well, I'm going to do it even if I don't get one more subscriber, but I'll feel better if I get one more subscriber. I'll do my 300th subscriber special, which is to showcase my 10mm Carthage army. And Carthage was my first love of ancient history and the thing that got me into all of this to begin with. So I'm really excited to show it off. I spent a lot of time on it, but it's 10mm, so it's all relative. A lot of time in 10mm is still a tiny amount of time. All right, well, have a great week.